What's up everyone, welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about the new update of eFootball and the free player that you can get in this national team selection contract. As you can see over here, we have a selection of new players. There's 5 of them: Kolo Muani, Alessandro Bastoni, Serge Gnabry, Sofiane Amrabat, and Hang Hee-chan. Now, of course, the question is going to be, once you've completed all the objectives, of course, you're going to get one of these players for free. And the question is going to be, which one are you going to pick? And, since you only get one, then let's compare these guys and let's try to see, who is going to be the best fit for you and for your team. So, right off the bat, I think we can already rule out Amrabat and Hang Hee-chan. All the other ones, they're rated 96. These two are rated 95. And obviously, they're not going to be that good in this selection. The other ones are rated higher. And when it comes to stats, the other ones are better, so I think they can be ruled out. And the question for most people is going to be, do you get Kolo Muani, do you get Bastoni, or do you get Gnabry? And, let's have a quick look here at the skills that they have. As you can see, Kolo Muani here with phenomenal finishing, Alessandro Bastoni with fortress, and Gnabry here with edge crossing. And they're pretty similar in terms of rating. Once you put them in your team with the manager boost, all these 3 players, they're going to go all the way to 101 rated. So, already you have to think, if you're a free to play player, then these players are going to be important in your team. But if you're not a free to play player, if you already have players that you've bought in the game, then they probably won't matter that much, as now you have cards that are rated 105 for most of them, and cards like the latest Neymar, they're rated 107. So here you're going to have players that are rated 101, and it's 6 levels below what you can currently get if you're buying players. So they won't matter to you if you're actually buying players. But if you have a free-to-play team, then these guys could be a starter in your team. And then, of course, the question becomes, what do you need? Do you need a forward? Do you need a defender? Or do you need a midfielder / winger? And, the player skills that they come with: phenomenal finishing, of course, a very good player skill for forward. Fortress, the first free-to-play player with a fortress player skill. And with Gnabry here, I don't know if it's the first player with edge crossing or not, but of course, if you're playing with wingers, then it's going to be a very good skill for you to have. And then the other consideration is going to be, if you're a free-to-play player, who is the player that you picked last time that you had a free showtime player, when it was Hendrik or Unai Zaire Emery or Warren Zaire Emery. And what was the last one? The last one was Darwin Nunez. So depending on which of these players you picked last time, if you're a free-to-play player, then these free-to-play players are going to matter. For example, let's say you picked Darwin Nunez last time, who was basically the best player to pick last time. Then this time, perhaps you would want Serge Gnabry here. Darwin Nunez, back then, he had the bullet header skill. And so if you have this Darwin Nunez card with the bullet header, then perhaps adding Serge Gnabry here, the cross specialist with the edge crossing, is going to be a good pick for you. And one thing to note here out of these players is Serge Gnabry is going to be, in terms of pure stats, he's going to be the one that's going to be sort of the highest stats. He's going to have 6 stats over 90, whereas the other 2 are going to have only 4 stats over 90. But, to go back to what I was saying, if you picked Darwin Nunez last time, then Serge Gnabry is probably going to be the right pick for you this time, so you can dish these crosses in the box for Darwin Nunez for his bullet header skill. Now, when it comes here to Kolo Muani, perhaps if last time you picked Zaire Emery, then you can have a strong French squad, and adding Kolo Muani to the mix here, whereas Zaire Emery. One thing to note here for Kolo Muani is that France doesn't have a lot of strikers except for Mbappe. And, the basic Kolo Muani, the basic Thuram, they're not that good. So you have a chance, perhaps, if you are playing the national team's challenges with France here, to add a very good forward to your team. If you picked Zaire Emery last time, then you keep building up this French team, and perhaps this would be then the right pick for you. Now, when it comes here to Bastoni, Fortress, I think if you're a free-to-play player and you just started the game, let's say, and you didn't have already players that you picked last time as 3 showtimes, if this is just the beginning of your team, then Bastoni is probably the most playable player at this point of the game with the Fortress booster. He's told 190. And he's going to have all these defensive stats here: defensive awareness, tackling, aggression, defensive engagement, all the way to 90. And it's going to make him not, of course, the best defender that you can get, even as a free-to-play player, because Tony Adams is going to be better than him, rated at 102, and he's rated at 101. But Alessandro Bastoni is going to be a pretty decent choice, I think. If you're starting out, he's probably going to be the best pick that you can get, because there's a lot of forwards in these games. The Serge Gnabry is not necessarily something, if you're starting your team and if you're starting to build your players, having someone who makes crosses is pretty much useless unless you have one of those tall forwards with very good heading skills and perhaps bullet header, as we're mentioning earlier. And in that case, then Bastoni would seem to be probably the most appropriate to get a strong defender to be able to, make sure that you don't concede too many goals. Especially if you're facing strong opponents. But that being said, as I said, if you're not a free-to-play player, then these players, they're probably not that relevant to you. But if you are a free-to-play player, then you're going to want to pick wisely who you choose here in this selection contract for the national teams. And, if you want to see more, I will be making reviews of these 3 players, of Kolo Muani, Bastoni, and Gnabry. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see these reviews. They will be coming in the next few days. But until then, guys, make sure you leave a like and, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all on next one. Peace.
Hit me with that like. And sub to the channel, hit me with that like, and click the effing bell. Click that bit, alright. The algo recommends, for she gon' like. The algo knows you well. Hit me with that like, subscribe to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell.